Hello, my name is Eliza Redway, and I have completed my non-practicum capstone presentation for American University's program in Human Resource Analytics and Management. I am excited to share with you the methodology, software, and impact that will be made on hypothetical organization WeCheck when it has been impacted by COVID-19 and when a reduction in force has to occur. Before getting started with discussing WeCheck as an organization and the methodology in use, I would just like to go over some background information. The SHRM in 2020 defined a reduction in force, or an RIF, by stating that it occurs when a position is eliminated with no intention of replacing it and results in a permanent cut in headcount. Furthermore, COVID-19, which surfaced at the beginning of 2020, is a pandemic that has drastically impacted unemployment rates in the United States. The Congressional Research Service has stated that unemployment reached an unprecedented high that had not been seen since 1948 of 14.7% of American citizens were unemployed in April of 2020. Currently, or more recently, in November of 2020, unemployment rates leveled back out to 6.7%, which is still an elevated level for the nation. COVID-19 is exhibited as a respiratory virus that, according to the CDC, has impacted 16 million citizens of the United States to date. The purpose of sharing this information with you today is to remind where the nation's economy and health currently lies and the impact that it unfortunately will have on WeCheck and many organizations to date. Just a tad bit continued background research. The HRMA in 2020 stated that when reductions in force or layoffs occur, that employees can be categorized as two things. One are victims, and the other category are the survivors. The victims of a reduction in force are the employees who are impacted by, of course, losing their job. These individuals, according to the HRMA, are impacted with increased stress levels as their financial lives are suddenly changed and there is temporary or permanent uncertainty of future job prospects. Survivors, on the other hand, according to the HRMA, are those who remain with the organization, and according to the HRMA, there can be impacts of increased absenteeism among survivors, lowered productivity, increased distrust, as the survivors' stress levels can increase with the changes, workload can increase with the changes, and as mentioned, that distrust of certainty of their job status. And now to provide organizational background on the organization that is experiencing a reduction in force. The organization is titled WeCheck, and WeCheck is an online security and identity firm based out of Columbus, Ohio, that currently has 1,000 full-time employees and was founded in 2008. WeCheck provides internet identity through a simple online verification process that allows its users to upload any necessary documents that are then verified by employees on the other end. The users can then use their account to receive retailer discounts online based on their demographic, i.e. there are military discounts, teacher discounts, first responder discounts, and more. WeCheck believes in a very strong company culture and has a rigorous onboarding process, hiring and onboarding process that includes having respect for all members of the employees and as well as all users. WeCheck also promotes a strong work-life balance for all employees, and as of March 2020, all employees have been working from home. It is WeCheck's plan to maintain work from home until a vaccine for COVID-19 is implemented successfully in the United States. WeCheck has made the difficult decision that over the course of the next 8 weeks, 350 employees are going to be reduced from the WeCheck staff. This process will start with an initial 2-week notice to all employees that a reduction in force is occurring. It is during this initial 2 weeks as well that volunteers for retirement will be taken into consideration through a simple application process in an HRIS. Those who are accepted for volunteer retiring will provide 2 weeks notice to their retirement, but in addition will be given 2 weeks of severance pay that is based on their wages or salary as thanks to their volunteering to the organization. Any additional reduction decisions will be made during the 2 weeks that the retirement employees are receiving their severance pay, and this reduction decision will be made initially on employee performance and secondarily on employee seniority. These individuals will then be notified of their layoff and they will be given 2 weeks notice additionally. According to the SHRM, a furlough occurs when an employee is temporarily removed from work, similarly to a leave of absence, but they remain in the employment system with full intention of returning to work at that organization at a later date. WeCheck is not currently thriving during the pandemic against its competitors, including ID.me, and given the lack of success as an organization, the number of employees that are currently on staff is deemed unnecessary. Furthermore, as everyone is currently working from home and has more flexibility in their day and schedule, we do not plan to return to work soon, there is not currently a need for as many employees in the verifying role. As mentioned, this reduction in force will be decided based on employee performance and seniority after the volunteers have retired. This reduction in force will be entirely decided upon with the use of HRIS HiBob. HiBob is a cloud-based software that creates employee profiles in a directory system. In an employee profile, the employee is listed with their name, their start date, and their contact information, and then any performance reviews and disciplinary processes are also listed for the HR department in that profile. The software is capable of generating and assessing performance reports of all employees, which are conducted at WeCheck by the HR department on a 6-month basis. Salary increases are conducted annually. However, performance reviews are conducted more often. The software is also capable of conducting payroll, which will be effective as laid-off employees are removed from the system after 2 weeks, and volunteer retirees are removed from the system after 4 weeks, given their 2 weeks notice and their severance pay. Finally, HiBob has survey creating and analyzing capabilities for employee morale. Given WeCheck's pride in its company culture with respect and the work-life balance, we will be creating a monthly anonymous morale survey that will be sent out to all remaining surviving employees from the reduction in force for 6 months in order to maintain retention by receiving their feedback and doing what we can to maintain their morale. The SHRM in 2020 defined disparate impact as occurring when policies, practices, rules, or other systems that appear to be neutral result in a disproportionate impact on a protected group. When disparate impact does occur, it can have large negative impacts on an organization from a legal standpoint. In order to avoid disparate impact, the HRIS HIBOB will assist in analyzing employee demographics in order to just ensure that disparate impact is not occurring. Should it appear to be occurring, decisions will be made, of course, to avoid the impact at WeCheck. The impact of this layoff will drastically reduce the employee count from 1,000 exactly to 650 exactly. Given the company is struggling against its competitors currently, we do not expect the workload on the remaining 650 employees to increase substantially at this time. Furthermore, with the use of the morale survey that will be sent out monthly, we do plan to retain the remaining 650 employees by maintaining, if not increasing, their morale based on their feedback. While reducing staff is never an easy decision to make, 2020 has been an unprecedented year that has negatively impacted WeCheck disproportionately. It is for this reason that we will be reducing the staff by 350 members over the course of the next 8 weeks by first accepting retirement volunteers and then by analyzing performance and seniority while taking note to avoid disparate impact. It is important to WeCheck as an organization that we maintain our cultural values of respect and promoting work-life balance. And for these reasons, we will be sending an anonymous morale survey monthly to all employees to maintain their morale and understand their feedback as well as retain 650 employees. Thank you.